Hello everyone. I recently published an article called 5V Framework to Demonstrate Impact and Increase Investments in User Research. So, what is the 5V? What are those 5Vs? Well, they are velocity, validity, variety as part of the effort metrics, visibility, which is part of the organizational engagement metric, and value. These are the outcomes for the organization. Now let's take a look at some of the examples for these 5Vs. This is not necessarily an exhaustive list, but here are some examples. Velocity when it comes to user research can be measured across a variety of metrics. These could be number of studies, number of participants, and so on and so forth. When it comes to validity metrics, there are several options available. This could be the peer reviews that happened or the democratization effort and the validity around it. And when it comes to variety metrics, this could be the diversity in the type of research that happened. When it comes to organizational engagement, there are several examples for visibility metrics. Number of product managers that were engaged, research coverage, product units, business units that were covered, and so on and so forth. When it comes to value metric, so this is where ROI and it starts to become a little bit tricky. The value metric are essentially on four different levels. This is loosely based on a article that I co-authored back in 2017 called 21st Century Metrics Model. And the four levels are at the highest level for a public company. These would be like revenue, bookings, mostly dollars and cents type of metric. Right below it would be the user acquisition and usage metrics. Level three would be metrics like NPS, CSAT, and other metrics. And level four, the product and UX metrics that are captured from task success and so on and so forth. The idea behind the value metric is that not every single research effort that you are engaged in would always directly connect to revenue. So this is essentially a laddering method to start off by collecting data, impactful data that is outcome driven at the level 4, try to connect it to level 3, try to connect it to level 2, and in some cases, if you're successful, try to connect it with level 1. What I'll encourage all of you to do as we are moving into 2024 is to determine which metrics are meaningful, measures are meaningful for you within your organization along with your teams. Consistently track them at least every 90 days, if not more, and then try to visualize them, craft what I'm calling a quarterly user research impact statement. And I have an example coming up, and then share this with stakeholders. Celebrate success at least every 90 days, if not more. So here's an example of what I mean by a quarterly user research impact statement. This example quantifies things like how many studies were conducted, how many participants, how many methods were used. These are again effort metrics. Right? How many product organizations were supported, which ones were not supported, what was the satisfaction from the organizations that were supported, moving you into the value metric of how many issues were identified or how many ideas were generated. And then move very quickly into, okay, with the value that was generated, and what the outcomes were for the products and the business units that you supported. And this might be a collaborative larger effort. The larger point is that, hey, while there is demand, there is some unsatisfied need, and for that we need an increase in budget. Now, this is just an example. Your mileage might vary. This takes practice. This takes several quarters to try this out. But I highly, highly recommend that you craft your quarterly user research impact statement. We're absolutely here to help. I work with a lot of organizations, and I personally have always made it a point for the last 10, 15 years or so to jot down achievements, not just for me, but also for my team. Certainly here to help. Schedule a 15-minute consult session, and if we can help, we'll absolutely help. Thank you, everyone. Please do read the article and talk to you soon. Bye bye.